So yeah, so you want to keep in mind that she's looking at the history of sort of women in culture, women in Western culture here, and so nowadays, at least in the West, there is legal, uh, economic, educational, sort of cultural equality that has been enacted through legislation. So democracy and capitalism and feminism have worked to create a more equal playing field. Uh, I point out that this has been very recent. Uh, that, for example, the right to vote in the West was in America, women didn't get the right to vote until the early part of the 20th century. And in some other Western countries, it was even much later. And of course, I don't need to point out that in other parts of the world, women still do not have equal rights on a legal level, let alone economic or cultural levels. So she points this out that uh, these things have happened, these reforms have happened, so there has been an equalizing aspect, right? But she goes on to say that, well, this doesn't seem to change the deep sort of cultural otherization of women. Women are still sort of second class citizens. They're still the other, despite these historical changes, despite uh, these economic and legal reforms, right? So she points that out. She says, like, well, you just can't say we changed the laws and all those things and everything's over, everything's going to work now. That there's still things that need to be worked on and still questions that need to be answered. And then the final thing that I wanted I offered to you to look at is this idea of existentialist ethics. So she is an existentialist philosopher. She's part of the French Left Bank. In the post-World War II period with Jean-Paul Sartre, Camus, and others that are promoting this sort of loose. This group is loosely associated, and they promote this idea of existentialism, or what's called existentialism. And so she will give a an argument or an overview of what existentialism is, right? And she basically says that existentialism is a better way of sort of resolving we're trying to investigate further this problem of women in the 20th century or in the modern period. Okay, so just a few highlights here that go along with the discussion board prompt and my annotated notes here. So good luck on the text, and we'll see you on Monday.